Alrighty. Welcome to the second Magic video. We are going to play some Sealed today because today is not only Valentine's Day, but the release of Born of the Gods, or the pre-release, on MTGO. So, let's separate by rarity to see what we got. Oh, that's exciting. I like this card for standard. This is probably fine for... By the way, I picked white, but this is probably fine for limited if you have a really aggressive deck. I'm not sure about the sealed format because it seems slower, but right off the bat I'm seeing like two really strong removal spells, three actually, in black, so I'm just gonna move those down. And obviously I want this, want to consider this. We'll think about that. Swan Song I don't like. Curse of the Swine is very good. Separate by color to see what we have. I think this card is basically unplayable, but well, I don't know. Unplayable is kind of harsh. Gaining life without impacting the board. This doesn't even draw you a card, as a lot of the enchantments do in the set. Anyway, gaining life without impacting the board is generally just bad. That's a mistake new players make often, but a mistake that older players make often is looking at a card that gains life and ignoring the rest. Vanguard of Brimaz. That's upsetting. I want that to be just Brimaz. Anyway, yeah, I noticed people will undervalue cards, and by people I mean people who have been playing the game for a while. They'll undervalue cards that gain life simply because they're gaining life, and they want to ignore those cards because other resources are more important. Obviously, your life is a resource, but you know. So white's looking pretty strong. I got some like okay removal in it. We'll go over that in a second. Really like this card. I like the effect on this, but it's a 1/4. I'm not sure how strong that could possibly be. So real quick, since I was like talking about life gain, white's got Divine Verdict. Almost all the removal in this set is fairly conditional. However, the new set has more hard removal than the previous set did. So while Divine Verdict is great and all, like exile target tap creatures, you can be proactive with it, I guess is what I'm saying. Anything that destroys an enchantment in sealed seems very, very good. And this one also returns one. In this sealed, there's a lot of random cards that are just enchantments for no reason, other than to add flavor to the game. Obviously the other reason is to make limited interesting, but yeah, so cards like this that just destroy an enchantment are great. We also got the Revoke Existence, which exiles an artifact or enchantment. These are all really good removal. I feel that if we go into black-white in sealed, Scholar of Atheros is pretty good. It tends to win longer games by itself once you have enough mana. And we got this is a card I'm a little unsure about, but we'll talk about it as we come to it. Basically, it has no way by itself to get in, like to tap itself. So I'm a little concerned that will not be useful. However, we have things to bestow on it. They're not great, but they are things. We can have a nice little aggressive deck with a decent mid to late game. And really our only mid to late game cards are these. I haven't even looked at black or blue yet, but that's what's going on in the white. So we're kind of looking at a slightly more aggressive build in white. This guy's I feel is useless in blue. Anything that gives like minus power is much less strong than a minus toughness card, I feel. Target creature you control gains protection from creatures your opponents control until the end of turn. Untap it. That seems very good. Yeah, it seems like it just is a hard removal spell to me. Alright, so I had an opportunity to play with this guy, and he was really underwhelming. I could see him being okay in a slower deck, but we don't necessarily need to be that deck. This guy's quite good. Creatures with power less than the number of islands you control can't block the 6/6. I like this guy alright. It's kind of slow, but it's worth considering. Yeah, I feel like I'd have to have like a ton of removal to justify this guy. We'll put this in the maybe pile. Like, it's just really like a 2/2 for 5 flying. Like, flying is good, but 2/2 for 5 is not really what I want to be doing. I like Claim of Erebos. It lets me use Inspired without attacking, and we want that with that. Where'd he go? That one guy. This guy. God Favor General. This guy's alright. Satiable Harpy has always been good. Ooh. Ooh, this lets us be even more aggressive. I kind of like that. I've liked this card so far. It lets you draw a card when it comes into play. It gives Intimidate to a creature. You can really, like, if we go 2 or 3 colors, like, generally I can pick a color they're not running, put it on that creature, and all of a sudden I have an unblockable creature, and I get to draw a card in the process. Scourge Mark is not the strongest. Again, we're giving power without toughness. Like, toughness is, obviously you want both, ideally, but toughness is probably the more important of the two. I'll consider this if we go into the aggressive deck. A 2/2 for 2 is good, as is a 4/2 for 4. So, but I mean, these cards die to any block, essentially, so not the best. Spark Jolt is basically, I mean, I've seen people play it. I'm not going to say it's good. X's your devotion to red. This card's very good. Fall of the Hammer deals damage to okay, to another target creature. I thought it was a creature or player, but yeah, equal to the power. It's like a fight card, but you don't need to fight. Comes untapped. It gets +2/+0. I don't know. It's like partially because I don't like playing red. I feel like I just, what's this? Trample Tribute 3. So it's either an 8/8 for 6, or when it enters the battlefield, if tribute wasn't paid, it gains haste. So it's a 5/5 haste trample. That guy's very good. As is this. Like, both are good. The rest of the red is extremely weak, though, and this costs double red. I'm just not willing to consider red as a possibility here. Fall of the Hammer is maybe a splashable card, but not in what we have so far. Raised by Wolves, very good. Gives you a lot of value. All the manas. Ooh. Ooh. Huh. This is pretty good. 1/1 indestructible at instant speed. I don't know. We have like Raised by. These are both like, these are all good cards, right? I just don't know. I don't know that the deck is there for them. And we have cards like this that could fit into our 3-color deck. Though, I mean, that said, we have a couple pretty good blue-green cards to consider. I don't know. We can look at multiple builds here, but we have 10 minutes, so I think let's get to actually building. I like that we so part of the reason why I went into this build is because of the temple, or rather, instead of build, let me replace that with part of the reason I went into these colors. I feel The temple, you know, it adds fixing. Oh, I didn't even look at Opaline Unicorn. Unicorn's pretty good. Like, it's not the strongest creature, but if you're looking at a 3-color deck, I think you have to include it if you have it. I don't love our blue. That's really, well, Griptide is, alright, Griptide is definitely included no matter what. I'm going to order by color real quick. Move these off to the side and bring Griptide back in. See, that's still 31. It's still like way over. So, and look at this. This is just like the worst curve ever. I'm just gonna bring these cards down here. Essentially, when we say curve, we're looking at what like what we want to play on what turn. So I want to play like my 2 drops on turn 2, 3 drops on turn 3, 4 drops on turn 4, right? But some of the cards you do not play on the turn that you can play them normally, right? So all these enchantments, the instant spells, sorcery spells, Verbose, yeah. They don't really fall on curve because you play them off of that turn. Oh, I forgot this was a blue card too. It's quite good. I think possibly better in this set. I feel like there's more tiny creatures, but I mean, this is from last set. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Spirit of the Labyrinth. This guy puts in 2 soldiers. It's pretty good. I don't know. What this deck has is a lot of removal. What it's lacking is like a really solid curve. I mean, the curve here is fine, I guess, but on the creature end. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm going against what I just told you, but this bestow creature does not seem. None of these bestow creatures seem good to me. This seems really bad to me, actually. Let's take this out. But I do want bestow. Like, I want ways to target this at the same time. So I'm a little torn on what to do here. Claim of Erebos seems very good. What do I want to cut? All right, I think I'm just going to... This is tough. I really want to leave Riptide in. Also really like Dusk Till Dawn. Dawn to Dusk. Whatever it is. All right, let's... I want to stay aggressive, though. This is difficult. Very difficult decisions to be made. I mean, we just need to make cuts. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to say blue is the first cut. The cards are very playable, very worth playing. I want to cut this guy, kind of, even though he's very strong. He generally trades with most things. Weight of the Underworld is a little bit conditional and slow. If we're removing, if we're taking out removal, we may as well. So that leaves us with 1 card, basically, or 2 cards, sorry. Well, that's not necessarily true. We could play 16 land instead of 17. I'm not sure I want to. This is not really removal, but it also, I mean, it helps us activate this card, and it also activates Heroic, though if we put it on a Heroic creature, it's like kind of useless. Let's take out this. It's a little weak. Little weak. I like it, but... yeah, I keep coming back to Weight of the Underworld. Because it only gives it's -3, -2, which can blank a creature, but a lot of times like you're still trading with the creature that you put it on. I'm not sure that that's right, but we're gonna go with that. Donda Desk just seems like so much value, but at the same time, what are we returning? This? This? Like, I would almost rather splash for a more powerful effect. It's tough though. And like I'm looking at it too, like there's a bunch of cards that I'm not exactly a fan of in this deck. Like there's a ton of cards that I'm not exactly a fan of. Like all these little dorky things in sealed. This may not be what we're after here. Alright, well let's add land and save this as 9/8. 9/8. 9/8 seems fine to me. We want to hit 2 planes on turn 2, like between 9 and 10 would be correct for that. Hero's Downfall is not on curve, but then we have 2 double black cards on turn 4. We do want that. We could go 10/7. Could go 10/7. Could go 10/7. We have enough double black cards. I don't think we want to. Done. And I think actually I just want one scry effect in here just for the heck of it. I'm going to replace 1 planes with this. I don't really think it's a big deal to have a 1 tap land. So we're going to we're going to save this first as the sealed main deck so we can reference back to it. And we're also going to submit it. And I'm just going to sort by color. And we're going to look at other options we have, though we may run out of time here. I've been talking. Like normally I get done at like 10 minutes, but all right, so what would we run in blue? Blue, like, really, I don't know. The Singer is fine. Like, I guess the argument would be for blue over white, but I would still want to splash some white. And the white I would splash would be Divine Verdict. Probably the Sentinel, which may or may not be a good splash. So this is like more of a splash than the blue splash was. Scholar of Theros might be good. I thought we had, yeah, this. So these are definite auto includes. And then I want to be more control-y, so I'm taking out all my little dorky guys. This guy's fine, it lets us attack. Like black just, this is so awkward because black really doesn't offer us any sort of creature base to deal with. These decks are all just really awkward. Like there's not enough creatures that are good in red, or there's like nothing good in red actually. There's not enough cards in green. Like this might present us with enough things to do. Crypsis is quite good. Like this is 40 cards. That doesn't seem bad to me. Well, we'll come back to it. We were forced into the first round. So I don't know why it does that. Like I feel like in sealed it should just run the time, but everyone submitted, so what are you gonna do? Let's start this first game out. Hello, good luck. I'm tempted to ask them if they'll be my Valentine. Would you like to play first? Do I want to play first in the sealed format? My deck probably does. I don't think it's right to play first in the sealed format, though, in general. I'm going to go with my deck on this. Yeah, it's not great, but whatever. No mulligan. This is a really good hand, though, like especially for on the play. I think I'm going to lead with the Vanguard of Brimaz, because my fear is I send this guy out. Well, I don't know. I could send him out. I just feel like that's like absolutely getting blocked. Much rather have the Vigilant 2/2. We'll see what they do. So they're red. It's likely that any creature they throw down, well, they could have the 2/3. So if they have anything that actually blocks this thing, then it would have blocked the Vanguard anyway, I feel. Now there's gonna be egg all over my face if they have a Spark Jolt, but okay. I wouldn't suggest running Spark Jolt, but some people do. I think it's just bad, but oh, that was like the perfect creature for us. So now we get to either run out the Scholar or the Vanguard. I'm a fan of the Scholar here just to maximize our mana. Well, no, let's do Vanguard. It presents more damage. I would maximize my mana because I would have said like next turn I can, play both of these, this guy and this guy. But what's happening here is that I'm actually going to use this ability when I untap. So that's very irrelevant. I'm going to be paying 3 mana anyway next turn and dropping a land and just not maximizing anything. But I do get 2 1/1s out of the deal. And I do want to use this guy's ability while I have the opportunity to. Because basically it's going to allow me to trade non-cards for cards early on. And that's just, I mean, it allows me to achieve card advantage. And basically, if you can have card advantage over your opponent in the game, you can generally win the game. So, okay. I do want to use that. Just throw down planes. Let's see. Now it's still kind of awkward, but I don't know. We're getting in with this guy. I mean, Seed Rider is like the best creature ever, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just got trounced on here. But if they're attacking with Wingsteed Rider, then we represent 3 more damage. And they may not attack with the Wingsteed Rider. And if they don't do anything, I guarantee they have a trick in hand, and we may not even attack with this. Yeah. So what I want to do here is put out the... So if we attack with this, they use a trick, right? It's less likely they have a trick to use with this guy if we just, like, block the crap out of it. So I'm kind of in favor of pitching a card here. I don't know, if we attack with everything, it's unlikely that they block the Vanguard because they'll just go for the value here. 4 damage is not a ton. Like, they're just absolutely blocking the Vanguard. All right, I'm gonna just play out the Scholar, the Steed, and not do anything. That's the way. I like it. Impetuous Sun Chaser. What a jerk face. Had to be on that. It's kind of strange. Oh. How am I supposed to deal with these guys? They both have like big golden chestplate armor. Okay. Yeah, something saucy. Oh, another one. I think I'm fine with that. At this point, I have so many creatures I'm comfortable with just getting in there. They can get the value, but like we're representing 6, 7 more damage. Possibly 8, 9. Like that seems fine to me. Yep, he's tapped. I think I'm liking the Scholar route. It does more damage now and does the same amount of damage later. It also gets around blocks, which I'm happy about. Next turn, I think I want to run out the Harpy. It gains us extra life. Though, I mean, I've played with a Boros build like this before. Like, sometimes they just actually kill you from 16 or something stupid. And they're being really aggressive with this, so I would not be surprised if that happened. I would not. That's fine. Alright, we're gonna do this end of turn twice. Boom. Boom. Ooh. Gives us another 1/1 and a blocker for 3. So realistically, we could play both of these. I'm a big fan of that. Let's do this first. Get a kitty. A kitty cat. Aw. Where's your kitty cat? And then we're getting in with everything, I guess. Because if he doesn't block this, he takes 3. I mean, what would he block? This takes 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's dead on the next turn to just this card. Yeah, this has got to be right. There's got to be a morning after, where we can swing on through the night. What you got? Oh, you know what card I forgot about? The +1/+1 lifelink card. Huh. Oh, no, it's just the first strike. I'm fine with that. Like, we still have a creature out of the deal. Tap my Flesh Mad Steed. How dare you? Yeah, we got like 2 creatures out of that 3. So I'm fine with this. It's 3. He's still dead on my next turn to Scholar. So the question is, do I want to run out anything? He has to pump in these. I don't know, like I think I'm fine. If he pumps this, he tramples over 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He does 9 damage to me. It's a little scary. That's assuming I just block with this. Yeah, that's fine. Skull over Atheros. It's impossible to say that name. Athreos. I can do it. I believe in myself. No, that's the worst. the worst. So the question is, did he top deck that? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't really care, because I think he's still dead. He'd have to have something really special, because this has to attack. I mean, not really special, it just drops a 2-2, right? But then he's trading a couple of my guys. How good would Bile Blight be off the top right now? I won't use it if I don't have to. What you got? No, no, we have a creature. Worst. Oh my god. What am I gonna do? I guess I'll do this. I guess. Do. And that's how I roll with all 1 power creatures. I win. Yay. I did it. It's weird how dorky these creatures are. Like all of our creatures. Well, I guess these aren't so much dorks. I guess it's just funny to me that it's sealed. Like you'd expect to see all sorts of bombs, and then you get whatever happened there. So, was I happy with that build? That's a good question. I think so. I can't think of anything I want to bring in against him. Weight of the Underworld would have been good. Whoops, what did I just do? I could definitely see him coming out of the gate and just like crushing us. We probably don't need this Intimidate thing, as most of our creatures are white and so are most of his. Though I like the card. I think I want to replace it with this Weight of the Underworld, make our curve a little bit worse, but our removal a little bit better. This seems fine to me. Last Breath also seems pretty good. But I don't... Oh, God. Get out of my way. Bile Blight seems insane. Revoke Existence seemed subpar. He didn't play a single enchantment or artifact, but like he's got to. I keep on calling him a he. I don't know what he or she is. They've got to have it. I'm gonna say Last Breath is better, but this is sketchy. I'm gonna get so mad if Last Breath is like gonna lose me the game here. Revoke Existence has got to be reasonable. I'm gonna take out Dawn to Dusk. It's essentially the same card. Like it doesn't do anything for either of us. So it gets a lot of value when it works, but right now it just doesn't seem very good. So. Like this hand. I mean, this is basically the same thing as the previous hand that we had. No mulligan. So hopefully this works out. It's missing the Atheros Scholar. Ooh. Hope we're getting more strong. Yep. I'm passing. What are you doing? All right. All right, that's maybe awkward for us. I'm unsure. So I guess in light of that, I want to run out the Brimaz. Next turn we can hook it up with a shield mate and just get in there. The only awkward thing about Brimaz here is with the God Favored General, I would have been able to play the Swamp, play the General. Next turn, if I rip a Swamp, I can use Removal. It's just so awkward. Let's hook him up and not attack, because +2/+0, yeah, it's enough to kill our Brimaz. I'm just gonna pass the turn. If he has that same trick that he had last turn, like there's the only reason to not attack there with a flyer is that you have a trick for me. That's reasonable. And I can almost guarantee that it is. So we're gonna... Ooh. So I think he has another creature in addition to that trick. That's exciting. Last Breath. That's a good one. I want a Swamp, but forget it. On top. Let's put another thing on here. All the creatures. Here we go. Boom. So Last Breath seems crazy good right now. Like, it gains them life, but like the tricks are probably coming out their ears. Coming right out the ears. Just get up in there with everything. Favorite General. I would imagine if they had any tricks, they would have... Well, not tricks. See, that's the problem with tricks. Like, you want to save them, but if they had done it on this guy, they probably would have done like 4 damage in that turn and then 2 after that every turn. So... Ooh, what's this? What is it? What is it? Not the bees. No, seriously, what is it? Oh, is this a Wrath? That'd be the best. And by best, I mean horrible. It would be absolutely just the worst. What is this? Yeah, the card I said that was bad. So I don't want him to gain 7 life in response to me killing the guy. So I think I'm just gonna Last Breath that. Yeah, they could gain 7 and then 10 if they just didn't block or whatever, or if... Well, it gives them the ability to block whatever. Ooh. Okay, so they don't gain the life off Last Breath. But they're huge now. But they're doing that sorcery speed, so... I think that was... No, really? That wasn't a mistake? It had to be a mistake, man. Man, all of the freaking... all of the double black cards, all in my hand. Okay, so I need to be careful as I use this ability to not tap my Swamp. I mean, it's like... How careful do I need to be? So when he attacks, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's totally irrelevant, but it is a 4/6, so that seems good. So Swamp is the nuts here. Why would you do that? Using it. Pretty good. So I could fake a trick here and just get in with this guy. A double block would cause this to die, which I'm happy with. Like, that seems fine to me. He's got a lot of flying power. Yeah, this just seems like a really confident attack. Like, I absolutely have like +2/+2 scry or something. So a good block would be to just block with this, but what I'm representing is essentially a block that kills this, or I think like he might just chump with this creature, or he could choose to double block. 4, 7, yeah, because well, but a double block actually wouldn't even kill this guy if I had the +2/+2. So he's probably all right. He's just going with the smart block. Like, this is like if I have no trick, that's fine. And yeah, I'm passing. Man, really want a swamp right now. It would just take the game back. Why would you use that? There's no reason to use that here. You either don't attack or block. You save so much damage by just not using that. Here we go. Do 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 do. Good game, man. And good sport, also. A lot of people do not tell you good game. Alright, so we're gonna come back for the second game when we're ready for that. Ah, the magic of pausing video. Well, howdy. Good luck. I still think I want to play first. I think that's right. Ooh, and that's the problem with it. This is fine. This is not great, but it's fine. I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know where they're at. Maybe. Did they join the game? They did nothing after that. Well, they must be busy. No longer busy. Well then, here we go. Would I like to mulligan? No. Still busy. Where'd they go? Our opponent is probably double queuing. This is gonna make for some awkward content. Let's talk about other stuff. Never mind, they're going. Uh-oh, that's the worst thing ever for us. Still have to run this out. Oh boy, this is bad. Sedge Scorpion. Ah, man, they just have all the cards against us. Alright, we might be siding out the God-favored Poopy Doopy. I'd say this is worth a block. We're never getting in. Let's just be real here. Never, ever getting in. Yeah, and I know when I drew that, or I was gonna draw that, would have kept it. Her opponent's probably like, what is he doing? He could have given that Intimidate, made 2 tokens. Well, opponent, I didn't know. And now I know. Now we all know. Uh-oh. This is the awkward. So if I bestow this, I could take them down to 15. They swing back for 12. Like they're winning the race. So I don't really know what to do at all. I know the stoning can't be right here. I mean, it could be right and just hold back on blocks, but green-red likely has a bunch of combat tricks, so I think they would use it also if I went to trade here, which I'm comfortable doing. And if they use it, oh, they're not. I was gonna say, if they used a trick there, then I would be able to 2-for-1 with. Could run this out. I sort of just want to verdict his guy. But maybe that's a play better saved for later when he attempts to monstrosity it. I'm not sure. Let's see if they want to do anything. Nope. And if I hit a land, I can throw this out and save it up. One, not a big deal. Ooh, that's so much better. So how do I handle this? I think we're gonna take a bunch of damage here and just get this out. This is kind of an awkward spot because we're both stuck on land and the same amount of land also, so it's like you can only do one thing in a turn. If I was able to do two things, these would be like really easy plays. That's bad. Stupid satyr. Okay, that was possibly the best go. I mean, not the best, but it's the best. It trades with Fnatic, and I'm really happy trading this crap for Fnatic. Okay, and we get the Vile Blight. So we can't suit anything up to not die to the Fnatic. However, I don't know. I don't really want to sit here either. Like if we suit up, we do 4, 5, 6. They swing back for 4, take us to 6. We take them to 6 the following turn. Hopefully don't die. I'm fine with passing here. What do they have? A flashy thing. They probably have removal for this to tap this. Would be my best guess. Two green guys. That card's good. Seems horrible for me at the moment. Centaur. I mean, Vile Blight once again. Great here if we ever have a swamp. Might consider adding it. No, if I add a swamp, I'd have to cut a plains, and that's just wrong. Why would you do that one? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could fight this here. All right, they just didn't see it. If they fought this here, they'd both die. He does 4, 10. Because this has to tap. Yeah. It didn't see it. It's fine. I'm gonna block the center. Because on the off chance that... Uh-oh. This is bad. Yeah. It's probably game. I can't imagine what he would draw to get out of this. And the answer is nothing. Concede. Alright, well, we've learned something, and that is... Whoops. That is that. Well, this deck might not be good, but basically the God Favorite General is not good. Man, I really want to splash for Grip Tide. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We just don't. We don't have a lot of options in this deck. It's very upsetting. Yeah, like we could bring in reasonably the Weight of the Underworld and replace again Dawn to Dusk. That seems fine. It seems like it's gonna happen a lot. This seemed horrible, just the worst. Yeah, either one I replace it with Griptide or Shipwreck Singer. Both seem fine. But the Singer would have only taken out one thing. I don't know, Griptide didn't seem the best either. Seems fine though, like it seems good. I could do another Weight of the Underworld. Another Weight. Does not seem optimal, but you know what? I actually want Last Breath again. I don't like. This is all very tough. Like Last Breath maybe doesn't do anything in this matchup, but at the same time, it prevents me from losing to their land screwed draw because they have a Voyaging Satyr. Not that that's going to happen every time, but I don't know. That would be the hope, I guess. I think it's better than the God Favor General. I think that card just does nothing in this matchup. Every single thing blocks it, and they have a lot of early plays. We're going to try to play again. Oh boy. Another mulligan. Oh boy. I can't mulligan this, but this is not exciting. Because if we mulligan, I mean, you just get to the point around 5 that's like, I don't know, you have to have a special kind of deck to be willing to mull to 5 in the first place. And I mean, obviously you have to if you're just auto losing the game. But always gonna lead with planes because I have the Vanguard card. It's not happening here, but you know, you always want to be prepared. There it is. And we're cracking. Crazy man. So 2-1, when it becomes untapped, you put a 3-1 based onto the battlefield. That's pretty good. A lot of removal. Alright, so we went first. They have not missed a land drop yet. There's no reason to assume they're missing a land drop. However, they still ramp with this. Gotta take this out. An artifact that can sacrifice to make any color of mana. We're getting in there. It'd be nice to have like one additional mana here to run this out with the gold. It's a possibility. Just passing it up. Let's play both of these. That's fine. Sack for black. Looking at 4 cards in my hand. I'm just gonna try to remember them, and hopefully not misplay. So between Fanatic, Minotaur, Skullcleaver, and this guy, like what are we most worried about? Alternatively, we could take it a land, but I think that's just wrong. Fanatic doesn't really scare me at all. I mean, to be fair, the other one doesn't either. The other one's just a 4/2 for 1 turn. Fanatic's just like clearly the better card, I guess. That's fine, we'll do that. I'm taking the Fanatic. Yeah. Boom, boom. It's getting in there. Everything. What the heck? It's going nuts. Oh no. It's the stupid centaur. This card is so good. Why is it so good? Why would you not play a 4/2 there? What are you doing? God. This feels bad. Gotta take the 6, otherwise we're just pitching away a creature that's not how you want to play Magic. I mean, there's a time to do that, and that is in chump block mode and top deck mode. Like, you're just desperate, and you're probably losing the game anyway. But essentially, when you start doing that, when you start just, like, throwing creatures under the bus, this is just the worst. Anyway, I was going to say, when you just start throwing creatures under the bus, it's likely you're just going to lose that game. What do we want to play to here? Like, what out? Really regretting not taking this centaur or the satyr out. I didn't realize this costs triple green. The card's so good. I mean, we can make this a 1/1. Yeah, Weight of the Underworld just doesn't kill anything. It would have killed this last turn, but I mean, it helps us. It does help us. It's just very frustrating. And we have to pass to his 4/2. And the unknown card. Oh no, it's a 4/2 in the 1/1. Sorry. This was the unknown. Well, this was the unknown, but then he drew this. Anyway. I'm confusing myself. Yeah, so he has a 1/1. He can play both this turn. The 1/1, search for land. He probably will. He's playing the 4/2. 4/2 first. I'm probably going to block that with the Flesh Mad Steed. a mountain into mountain in the graveyard, mountain in the graveyard, forest in hand. So I want to block. No, God, this is so bad. So if I block here, I upgrade his creature to a 3/1. In such an awkward spot. What if I take 7 to 4 here? Do I just die on the following turn? I could go here, 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 here. That seems horrible too. I'm just so far out of this game. Let's just do here and here. 6. Hope to rip a Bile Blight. Yes, I'll upgrade. So bad. I'll tap my Flesh Mad State. Oh, that's not the worst. I'm not quite dead. Coming in with everything. Block like this, taking 4 to 1. Oh, that was not it. Good game. Concede. Oh, that was tough. So I don't know. We could go in and look at our deck at this point, and that's why I saved it at the beginning. So I probably should have done that between rounds on round 1. That may have been a good opportunity to switch into a different deck, because I felt like I was very outmatched there. My creatures were just so much weaker, and I don't know, I didn't really feel like I had the removal to deal with his creatures. So let's load up that sealed main. And I have to be careful here. If I double click a card, it's just going out forever. So this deck's so awkward because like all the removal is in black, but there's like only like one good creature. If I were to make a control deck, Grizzly Transformation. I mean, Transformation's good. I just want bigger creatures with it. I'd much rather have a bunch of blue cards that are good. Sphinx's Disciple. So that could be a thing. That could be a thing with, because there's Inspired in this deck that's relevant. Though I will say Sphinx's Disciple still really poorly costed. Crypsis. See, Crypsis is just such a good card. What does this guy do? He walks up to a wall and paints himself like that exact wall. So if you stand anywhere else, you just don't blend in. But he's planning it. He's painted himself. He's been sitting there all day. And he's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna run out and say hi to this soldier. It's just funny art. It's like this guy painted himself exactly like this one wall. I get it, but come on. There's got to be a better way to camouflage yourself. It's cool art, though. I do like Darken. Do like them. All right, let's back to the Magic King. Like, what would I want to make this deck into? So I was talking about splashing for Revoke Existence, for maybe Scholar of Theros. That's an iffy one. Divine Verdict. Exoriate. Is that how you pronounce that? Excoriate. All right. Man, I'm like suddenly not a fan of this Dawn to Dusk card. It's just been bad in every matchup. I think that's just like that's got to be luck because it feels like there's infinite enchantments when I played this. So I played 2 sealed tournaments in real life at this point for this set for Born of the Gods. And it felt like there was just like infinite enchantments going around, but I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. Let's take these out first. Convert mana cost. Yeah, so this happened to be like exactly perfect, and I had not done. But I mean, I would probably want to run Shipwreck Singer actually over something. Over something. I do not want to cut this, but it's like double white. How do you not cut that? Return an enchantment. Well, alright, here's the deal. Has to be worth it. What enchantment are we returning? Grizzly Transformation? Is that what we're returning? This? I don't feel it's worth it. Feels weak. So, this deck seems like a very reasonable thing. Whoa, what is happening with... Come on, suggest. 1813. Well, cancel. We're going to figure this out on our own. We definitely want to lean into black. We have 16 slots for land, and we may want to just cut a card to add an additional slot. And if we cut a card, it'd probably be Grizzly Transformation. I don't feel that's necessary for the deck. Something I just noticed also, we have no 2-drop creatures. We have 4 3-drop creatures, sorry, that none of them are good at blocking. Except for I mean, this isn't really good. This kills nothing, so it's not really good. It's just so low on creatures. So what that means is we have to use our removal early, or that Crypsis isn't as good. So I'm suddenly not a fan of this deck anymore. And I find myself looking at the green cards to make Crypsis good, which would be fine, but at the same time, Bile Blight, Hero's Downfall, Guild, I just can't. I can't go away from that. This is just such an awkward set of cards we have for sealed here. Staunch Warrior, Acolyte, Setsunova, Time to Feed, Fade into Antiquity, this guy. These are both good tricks. I don't like tricks, but they're good. And we can still splash white. Man, I do not want to cut black. Oh, we'd have to cut this too. it's also high on cards. Ugh, this is rough, man. I mean, automatically we're cutting the tricks. Mortals resolve. That's probably fine. Fade into Antiquity probably gets cut to the board. This card doesn't really have a place at all in the deck, but it's got one. I just don't. There's no actual reason to run that card. So now we have an early creature. We have this. For 3 drops. We have a thing that's gaining us life in the air. We have other big things. But worth noting, like, we only have a few ways to trigger our creatures. Probably want to cut the Revoke Existence, actually. But for what? For what, I say? God, it's just such an awkward series of cards. I know I'm just going to keep on saying it because it is. Alright, here's the deal. If I am only drawn to Griptide and Crypsis, and I can splash either blue or white, I think I would rather play my white, not the Dawn to Dusk. Now realize that's a sideboard card. Very mana cost. And suddenly we have a deck that looks like something. It has a decent curve. It's pretty aggressive. Do we have any Inspired? But we have this. I don't know how relevant that is. We can get Agent of Horizons. We have a lot of creatures. Now let's cut this Chimera. Yeah, this deck seems like a thing. It seems much more aggressive than our other deck. It's still awkward on the mana base, but it's not as awkward. I don't have like 3 or 4 double black or whatever that I'm trying to cast. Instead, I have this 1 double green. Not the worst. I have a lot more ways to trigger heroic now. I have more heroic creatures that do more. I'm just a lot more happy with this build, I think. Or this feels safer to me, I guess. The removal is really based in tricks, though, which I don't like, but what are you gonna do? Not do it? Come on. Can't not do it. I suppose you could. Yeah. It's just upsetting. Sometimes you just don't get to run the removal. This is, by the way, like if you're like torn between sorry. I mean, I guess it's 3 removal spells, and I'm replacing them with like superior creatures and a time. Well, I'm replacing 3 removal spells with 3 removal spells realistically, and I'm adding now 2 heroic triggers. So assuming I can block a creature, this is equally as good, if not better, than my double black stuff. It's just, well, it's potentially easier to cast. I have Opaline Unicorn to fix. Anyway, what I was going to say is if you are in sealed, especially where the format is much slower. Let me add land real quick. I don't know how much time I have. Add land. Holy crap. What is happening with anyway, if you have the opportunity to choose between a deck with like a bunch of creatures and a bunch of removal in sealed where the format is slower, you opt for the more control-y removal deck. It tends to just get you more wins, assuming you know how to play it. I guess if you're a newer player, you may not be as comfortable running a kind of control deck, but you should definitely consider it. The decks with a bunch of removal tend to seem worse just looking at it, but you get to deal with everything that they have, especially if you have cards like Bile Blight that get 2-for-1s. Obviously, in the last game, was in two situations where Bile Blight would have been amazing, and in one situation I had it in hand and couldn't cast it. In the other situation, I didn't have it but could cast it. Anyway, I want to run probably 2 islands on top of the temple. That gives me 4 blue sources with the Opaline Unicorn. I want to run probably, I'm guessing 8 planes. We'll see what that looks like. Well, 8. So if I run 7, I have 7, 8, 9 white sources with the Opaline Unicorn. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's run 8 and 6 here. Is that right? May or may not change this. Hold on. So I'm going to save this as sealed alt. Some cards I don't like in this deck, some cards are fine. Like, I'm strongly considering replacing the Agent or the Agent of Horizons or the Immortals Resolve with the Horizon Chimera again. Also, I don't really feel like the Acolyte has any place in this deck, though it does kind of skip a turn into the Silent Sentinel if that happens to come up. We have 7 green sources, which means this is probably uncastable on turn 3 most of the time. I might get there. It seems horrible in this deck, doesn't it? What do I want to do, man? I can't run this card in this deck. The Chimera seems much better. It's more likely that I get the... I totally I spaced that as a blue card. I just I have so few blue sources. It's going to happen that I have a dead card in hand. I don't want that to happen often. So I want to make this deck as consistent as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 white sources. 6 forests. I'm gonna add a forest. Cut. Add land. Alright. Save the sealed alt. Yes. I'm fine with that. Alright. I'm gonna see how many people are playing with this. Okay, there's one more person playing. Alright, shouldn't be too long. Okie dokie, 3rd round. This hand sucks, I think. It's not the absolute worst, but we have fewer swamps in our deck than we do plains, and this is just a lot of lands. I'm comfortable mulliganing this. This doesn't really have a solid game plan. I throw this out in question mark, so I'm gonna mull this. This seems better. If I draw any land, this can be online. Hopefully. It still suffers from the same problem of double black cards. I don't want to mold a 5. Mostly because this hand seems okay. They're blue, so they might not have the quickest start ever, but yeah. And as usual, like, this guy's just blanked. I don't think this guy's very good. But, you know, I'm learning. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, there are certainly ways to tap him. Like, if you have significant outlets for inspired ways to trigger it, I would say this guy is playable, like this, but I don't have a swamp, obviously. So, am I comfortable bestowing here? I think the answer is yes. It only blocks the 1 damage from Omen Speaker, but at this point I'm fine with it. We have an enchantment destruction spell in hand, which for the first time ever is relevant. So I don't know how much value I want to get out of that. I'm hoping to get a swamp soon to start just triggering this and comboing, because that could be a beating. What's happening? Do I play something before combat? Do I not? It's almost always right to play your cards after combat, but there are situations, certainly, like if you were to have like a lord of some sort. A lord being something that pumps all your creatures, or a creature that's out that's ready to attack. Like, you'd want to play that pre-combat. Just think about, like, err on the side of playing it post-combat, but think about how you're playing your spells and why you're playing your spells, rather than just gut reaction, I'm going to play this. Once again, I want more swamps in this deck. We're just gonna pass. I could destroy this, but feels wrong. Feels pointless, rather. We'll see. I guess, I don't know. Ooh. Sure. That doesn't really affect me at all. I feel like that was a waste of a card, actually, as it doesn't change his situation. Like, it doesn't allow this to attack. I'm actually just really confused by that play. We're gonna run this out, and like, that's just a sign of impatience, I guess. And that happens a lot. That's a way to lose Magic games, though. Like, it appears that they certainly have the tools to deal with my team. Like, it appears that they have a better sealed pool, and they will likely win on the back of that. But they're very impatiently using their removal when they, I mean, they have a blocker. Like, I'm not attacking you with that. The blocker is fine. The blocker is good. Why can't you be an enchantment, dude? I'm beginning to get impatient, though, as this has done 7 damage to me, or 6 damage to me, and it's closing in on the kill here. I just don't see an opportunity to get more value out of it, and I probably should have used it before. Like, I should have been less patient. So I'm just gonna do that while they're tapped out, and I'm not racing them in this scenario. Yeah, sometimes this is just destroy target enchantment, and I would say that sometimes is all the time. Or most of the time. Yeah, I very badly overvalued this card. And, I mean, my worst nightmare right now is that they drop enchantment that's just like 10 times better than this. Yeah. Why wouldn't they do that? It's not right to block here, it just adds to the damage. Oh, man. Alright, well. I think... I don't know. I have no idea. It'd be terrible if they... Okay, I was worried that was going to be Intimidate. So at this point, they do kill me in 2 hits. It does not improve their clock to block. So, and hopefully I can prevent them further. Out of the swamp. I can give them Intimidate and draw a card. Or I can not show them what I have. I like drawing a card. Alright, this is really awkward. I actually have to take the hit to just have a swamp. Now, if they have 9 power, then... Oh god. It's so bad. There's actually no way to win at this point. So... Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a little unlucky with the draws here. I'm just going to concede because downfalling this does not save me anything. So... Alright, this deck is heavy on the enchantments. I'm going to go ahead and load. Yes, I would like to do that without saving the current deck because it's saved already. Magic. Fade into Antiquity seems very good here, as does Dawn to Dusk. Both of them seem solid. They have a lot of enchantments. I'm just going to sort by converted mana cost here and see what options we have. We have 14 creatures. So we could cut Time to Feed. I'm not sure that's right. Let's cut Mortal's Resolve. They had a removal spell that gave -2 toughness permanently. This does not help us. I mean, it's a small sample size, but whatever. I don't think this card helps us at all. But I mean, this could easily just be the Chimera. I'm fine cutting the Chimera. I think this is a better ground blocker for a while. Alright, this is the deck. I don't think I want anything else. Though I could be wrong. Submit. Do I want to play first with this deck? This deck seems more aggressive. So, yeah, sure. No mulligan, and we got a near perfect. I didn't notice they said good game on the last one. Whoops. Well, I'm a jerk. Let's do this. So we're looking for another forest, as we have all the land colors we need. But, I mean, we have it already, realistically. We might just consider running this out next turn. You know what? Ideally, I think... Ooh. Well, we haven't seen that yet, and we have the double planes. But we only have 4 mana. I'm going to send that to the bottom. It feels bad, but it has to be done. So what I was going to say is I think the plan here is to run this guy out, then this, and on turn 4, raise by wolves to this guy. But we drew a better creature, so that's fine. I'm going to play a plains and fake what's happening here. The other thing is, if they don't play a creature here, this is damage we wouldn't have gotten through with this. I mean, it's 17 versus 19. Yeah, and they don't. So let's play this. Let's get in for 3. And I don't know a lot of the cards in the new set. Like, I haven't memorized them yet, but I can't think of a instant speed thing that takes us out. But, you know, that's why we play. Like, we learn. So if they do have something I know for the future, they seem to be tanking, so I don't know what that means to me. Passing the turn to them. They seem like they're in a really, really bad spot at this moment. Yeah, so this is going to make my guy 5/3. Green. And there ain't nothing you can do about it at all. Yeah, and we have perfect mana next turn to suit that guy up again and give him protection from creatures and tap it, like, or not. Like, I'm just suspecting the -3, -2 card here, but I'm kind of jumping the gun. Like, sometimes I do that and actually, like, my opponent will do something different, and then I think they did the other thing, even though it's, like, clearly on the board, and then I play as though they played the other thing. So I'm actually just insane, but yeah, that's lost me a lot of matches in the past. It's really strange. Like, I'll just have it in my mind that, like, oh yeah, they gave +2/+2 to this thing. It's like they actually killed a creature. It's fine, like I said, like, we get to see. But it's tempting, but at the same time, it's just like I'm doing this. That's all there is to it. Cripsisi. This reminds me of Attack on Titan. The guy yells Pixis' name. Pixis! It's just funny to me. I don't know why. Why would it not be funny? What do we got? It's It's large and in charge. So all right. Sorry to just tank on you for a second, but I'm gonna get in with both of these. My assumption is that he does not want to block the wolf, as this is a much better trade for him. Yeah. And that allows us to do this. And then on second main, play this guy. Wish we had more wolves. Just want to play the wolf deck with Raised by Wolves. Oh man, that sounds like a fun standard, doesn't it? No, we killed our guy. That's the meanest thing I've ever done. Alright, I'm gonna hold that in my hand. There's no actual reason to run that out. Almost all of our creatures. Alright, so the Nimbus Naiad is a problem here as it kills one of our creatures, but the rest of our creatures trade with his, so it looks like we're getting through 2 damage if we swing all out. Two damage is not enough. Well, we'd get through 2, we'd lose 2 guys. And then he'd have 1 guy and likely a second. So I actually want to do this and then pass the turn. If we get anything that targets this, like, it just feels like it's game. Because he just rolls everything. Ooh. So we know our 7-drop is at the bottom of the deck. There's like, it's very little reason to run out a card. I want him to think that we have tricks. It improves our attacks, it improves our blocks, it improves the way he plays against us, or improves his misplays. Increase. Yeah, so I think my play mistake this game is the way in which I played Crypsis, as it very well could have been just 5 damage to his face and then 2 damage thereafter. This is rough. Yeah, he's coming in with the flyer. He has 7 mana. That's so rough. That's very good for us. 2. So if we attacked with everything here, he would lose 1 guy. We would lose 3. He would take 2 damage. We'd be left with probably this and this. He would then tap to kill another guy. That'd be horrible. It's all bad. Well, that said, like, no, we'd be left with these two. He doesn't want me to untap and get guys. I'm just gonna run this out. There's like... And he's gonna kill it, too. By the way, I played the land there just to... I don't know. It was probably bad play. My thought was that I wanted to increase my ability to play this and another thing in the same turn. But that should have been my thought further back. I just didn't... you don't want it to seem as though you're just ripping cards off the top. Alright, so he's probably going to kill this. That's fine. Yeah. I'm likely going to just try and deal with that. Okay, so my ability to play two things is still in the pooper. I just don't want to die to flyers, and it's going to happen really quick with that guy on the board. Again, I can do 2 damage. It's not helpful to my current situation. It would be nice to get an instant speed anything for this. I guess the ideal draw is just any creature, really. Any non-flying creature. Holy crap. Why wouldn't you do it to this? I mean, that's fine. Crypsis. I mean, there are certainly options here. I don't know if I like how I played that, by the way. Because it could have been 2 additional soldiers. No, it would have been the same amount. He only untaps once with the Crypsis. Yeah, whatever. Like, if I get 2 things that target, it's just game. Would be nice. Anything that targets. I could get another one of these guys. I could get... I don't know what else. That's definitely staying in my hand for now. So, just counting not this guy, because I might Crypsis it. Get through it with 2 damage. Alright, so I think he's dead. We need to go for it anyway, because we're just closing in on a time that... Yeah, it just needs to happen. So, yeah. Since we have the opportunity to present a kill here. Like, they could very well have a removal spell, which would be just terrible. But if they don't, this is a kill. So Do you ever get nervous? Oh man. Please be a kill. Come on. We had this game on lockdown early. And then this crap. The worst. I'm just gonna... I have F6'd. Are you dead? Please be dead. It'd be the worst if you were not dead. I actually just lose if you're not dead. No. A thing. No. It's the worst possible thing. Oh, God. That was pretty bad. Nine, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, good. Man, it's going bad for us. Well, I'll see you in the next round. Ugh. Back to try and redeem ourselves. Hopefully our opponent is here. Okay, they are. Hello. And good luck. This doesn't seem like the worst hand. We got a scry on turn 1. Hopefully we'll hit a swamp. Hopefully. A mulligan. Yeah, we've just been, like, on the main deck, we've been having some bad luck with the swamps. I believe there's 8, right? Am I crazy? I think there's 8, 16, yeah, 17. There's 8. There's 8 swamps and a unicorn. There's 9 black sources. Our opponent just mulliganed to 4 on the play, so... By the way, I may be wrong about just moving on the play with this deck. It's definitely on the top. I realize it like maybe contributes to us losing the game later for not hitting swamps, but we have so many white cards and so many 2-drops in the hand right now. I like the idea of finding this out. Representing they're stuck on land and don't have a creature to play on too. So my thought is let's get in as much damage as we can. Alright, they're no longer stuck on land. Hopefully they play an enchantment that we can take out. They did not. Probably the worst thing I could have seen. I'm gonna hold that for a second. These do trade, but I'm fine with that. Pretty good. Let's hold that back for a second. Let's get in. This is a little scary as now they have mana to do a trick, which I'm sure they have. Or not. Well, I'm not sure about anything. They've got to have some kind of something. You would think. What's happening? So at this point we're getting in with both of these. When they let us. We can basically dump our hand on the table. That's only risky if... Well, let's not do that, actually. Everyone gets rares, and 1 rare is 3 damage to everything. So I don't really want to run more out than I need to. mean, they have to have it, right? Yeah, I mean, for me to be concerned about it. If I run both of these creatures out, and they do that, they're actually up on cards on me, and they mold to 4. I can't let that happen, so I'm just gonna let things go. There's no reason for me to play into that. I realize it's a rare, and that's maybe a foolish decision, because we can definitely increase the clock. I don't know, you'd think they would have done it. Who knows? Alright, this might be an asp. That'd be the worst thing I could imagine, yeah. Uh-oh. Suddenly become very scary. Yeah, they would have used it if they had. I don't know. I feel sort of stupid for not. Sometimes you talk yourself into the worst play. That's what happened here. It just like got in my head that they had it. Like they obviously don't at this point. They definitely would have used it to 2 for 4. Okay, that's probably game. And I'm only going to attack with flyers here because the Pegasus can only block if it's blocking with another thing. So there's no reason to allow it to block, basically. And I have no instance, and no abilities at instant speed, so I'm an F6 here. Yuck. That card's very good. That is like the reason to play red in this format. Man, talk about good draws. Alright, at this point I don't care if the Pegasus blocks, I don't care if anything blocks. We're actually just getting in there. Now if I attack with this, say he blocks there and blocks here to here. He takes 5 and I'm fine with that. This all seems fine. Additionally, I'm like getting to return stuff. Like if he blocks the unicorn, for example, I think he... No, it's just target enchantment card. This card's kind of meh. Cerberus is trading there. So I have to imagine the correct block is Cerberus to the Spirit Labyrinth, as it blocks more damage and doesn't kill the Cerberus. Those are the actual worst blocks I could imagine. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Destroy an artifact or enchantment. So he could have done the same thing, but still had his Cerberus around. Alright. Tap him a bunch. He's getting tapped. He's really getting tapped. he's forced to block this. Well, he's forced to block it with something, but he can't, so... Steed, doesn't matter. He is out here. Boom. Yep, I do wish to use that. Just for the cards. I don't know, this deck's pretty... The deck's okay. He had a really bad draw, though. I did notice quite a few of his creatures had either 1 power or 1 toughness. The Asp didn't, though. Get a load of that Asp. It's 1 fine Asp. Once again, I think I want to take this out. And... 4, 9 planes. So at the moment, I'm thinking this deck might be superior to the other in this game. Or in this matchup. But I'm unsure. I don't necessarily want to make this deck worse. God, what is with all these? It's just weird. Alright. Singer seems very good to me in this matchup. Man, how good is this with this? Seems fun. Alright. We're submitting it, see how it goes. Waiting for Markovian. Seems like an okay hand. It's not the best. I don't think I can mulligan it. It kind of has a dead card right now, but... I mean, you could argue there's only 1 playable card, actually. But... There's 2 playables. So you get to draw a card every turn. Doesn't matter. Hopefully we draw one of our 3 blue sources. By the way, definitely should have led with a... No, I only had 1 planes, never mind. I was like, should have led with the planes in case I hit the 2 white costed guy, but didn't happen. I'm just gonna start taking it easy. Boom. So we're starting to get to a point that concerns me. However, we're 1 land away from knowing we can cast this, which is good. They also hiccup the land again. Alright, they got it. They've got to have a play. Like, to not have a play here means their curve is probably just really out of whack. This is, like, by the way, when I critique other people's play, obviously I'm not play this tournament, but when I do that, I'm basically trying to help everyone out. Like, I hope they watch the video and, like, understand that their curve is probably screwy. So, like, I'm not doing anything either. Like, I don't know. Maybe that was probably the whole problem for them. They just didn't have planes. Kept a real sketchy hand. Ass. So they're like obviously going to attack. I do want a Divine Verdict their creature. Allow their attack to happen. And the reason I want a Divine Verdict is because this sorcery speed, if I Divine Verdict, I'm able to play this on my turn. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gains haste. It can have haste. Have haste, dude. Do you want to pay the tribute? No. So now my game plan is a little bit different. I'm going to Divine Verdict this one and take out the Asp in a moment. Seems fine to me. And that was a really good draw just for the sake of getting it out there. Or for the sake of maximizing the mana I'm using. Be nice to have more enchantments in this deck. Like, I have a lot of things that return enchantments, and that might have been something I should have considered during deck building. Running Glare of Heresy is maybe not the creature to use it on. I'm unsure though. Like, he's at a low enough life, and I have enough mana where that's kind of scary. Does nothing. Let's. I mean, he's like obviously gonna block. That's fine with me. I'm just gonna throw planes out there. It very poorly represents God's Willing, and that's fine. I'd rather represent something than nothing. Yeah, I don't see a reason to not bestow here, so. Turn. Moments away from just taking this match down. Very exciting. As our last two matches were kind of abysmal. Alright. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I'm sorry I did not put up a great performance for you. I will try to do better next time. We're going to play some 64-man drafts when the time comes. I'm going to check on it real quick just to see tournaments, scheduled events. I can't remember if they They're sealed daily. Do they not have? They might have it in a different queue, but I'll figure out where that is because they always do the 64-man drafts, and those are a blast and gain you a lot of product. So I think it's probably next week that they start those. So I will see you all next week then, or possibly sooner. Have a great day. I hope you have a lot of fun with the new set, and I will see you later. Okay, bye.